learning. Gold is the topic. Rushing for gold is a subtopic, and this is the last video, video 10, the closing arguments. Are students ready? We'll see. So getting ready for debate, you have to check ideas to make sure that everything has been kind of organized, because the debate will soon happen. The statement has already been decided and agreed to, so that should be done 1 or 2 weeks ago. Set the teams. So the teams are set. If it's a big group, you'll have 2 teams or 3 teams or 4 teams. If you have a small group, maybe you have 2 teams with 2 teachers. But that's already set. Choose the position, each side will defend. That should also be organized 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago. As a team, choose which point each person or team will present. So, we've talked about that statement like 2 or 3 videos ago, and you want that statement of each person to be already set. You don't change anymore. There's not a lot of changes now. That should have been done earlier. And last video, you did the if-then, so you can see any issues in your arguments. Each person will listen to the opposite point, create a new response. So we do practice. And we did that last video. You should have done that in class, and so you're prepared, and now you're just fine-tuning your ideas. Debates allow for one presentation. You have one shot. Doesn't give you a lot of error room. And that's why we had you write the 3-minute presentation earlier, so that you can read it and be prepared. You can practice it. You can change it, small changes, because maybe your arguments have changed. Your opposition, you need to have all those ideas ready. And this will be followed by a rebuttal. You will have that opposition in which specific points can be addressed. Remember, you don't just say, I disagree. You need to give specific points of what do you disagree with, why do you disagree. And you don't have a lot of time. So you have to be very precise. And then you give your own argument. And that's why we did that 3-minute, 1-minute idea, the writing before, so now you're ready. So one person will open with the introduction. Remember your introduction a long time ago? You introduce your topic, you introduce what arguments you will present, and then the other team will do the same as an opening statement, and then you will begin with person 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or however many you have. And they will have 3 minutes. The first person gets 3 minutes. There's no rebuttal. They're just 3 minutes. And the opposing team will respond to the point and give a new point. So you have 1 minute rebuttal, 1 minute to oppose. You'll disagree. Why and what do you have to support it? You have 1 minute. That takes a lot of practice. And then you have your 3-minute position. This is your argument point, and this is what supports your point. B will rebut the point. And remember that if your opposing team gives a different idea than what you are prepared, remember you have all those different points, of those arguments already prepared by your teammates, so you can find it quickly and give the rebuttal. Keep those handy. It's very, very important, because sometimes the rebuttal will be different than what you prepared. And if you just read what you prepared, you're not answering the question, and then you lose the debate. So have those rebuttals, have those 1 minute things, those 1 minute paragraphs that we made before, and we talked about have those ready on paper so you can find the right one for what you want to say. The synchronization is not there because the opposition is trying to make you confused. And so that's why you have prepared already statements and ideas that are the right size, and you take the one that fits. You disagree, you make your point of disagreement, you give support for your disagreement, and then you propose your new point. That's why you need 2 or 3 points just to make sure that you can address and change the direction of your argument. So continue the cycle, back and forth. You will have a couple weeks where you come to class, but every week, as often as possible, meet as a team, practice, practice, practice. There's never enough time to practice. And with other things that you do in school, it will be hard to get together. So, practice, practice, practice. 3 minutes, 1 minute, time it. Everything is important. After all persons have spoken, each can respond to any point given by the opposite team. And that's why you need to do note-taking, because you're listening to the other team and you're saying, oh, I disagree with that, but that we don't have a disagreement. So you have to say, well, I disagree. Why do you disagree? And you want to challenge somebody else. Just because you do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you don't have any chance to say something, but after that you might have a chance to challenge another person on the opposite team, and you can do that. So take notes, always have notes there, and if you've been taking notes all the way through, taking notes will be easy. If you've been a little lazy, taking notes will be a challenge. After a challenge or two, then maybe the public, if the moderator allows it, will be allowed to ask a couple questions, maybe 1 or 2 from each team, and you don't know what they are. So that's why you have the notes for and against. You have your support ideas, and you can answer. And then it's all over. Who wins? Well, we'll see. I know you will. You will win because you're prepared. The date of the debate, the where and what, that should have been done earlier. So this should have been done earlier, maybe video 1 or 2. The team names and judges and the statement, that should be done maybe this week. And so everybody will know everything for the debate, and it will be ready. As a professor, I wrote this letter. This is only part of a curriculum. It's only part of what students learn when they come to university or they go to school. Challenging the status quo is important for students to discover and explore new ideas. Moving out of a personal comfort zone heightens the motivation to take risks. Creating this challenge through debate builds a better foundation for any future job or discussion. It is not helpful to poke eyes out only, but it is useful to understand why the blindness and have a solution to stop the problem. Going beyond is the expansion into essay writing. Good essays are able to build and defend an argument. Building a structure for debate will springboard off this skill set. Don't just disagree and poke eyes. Oh, I disagree. Don't poke eyes out. Rather, understand why people don't see your point of view. Ask good questions about why they make their decisions. What support do they have? Offer support for your position. That's having a really good discussion. 1 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1. Remember that. That's a good discussion. Don't just poke eyes out. And if you want, get into essay writing, maybe in your school, or you need to make a presentation. This is really good to help make those arguments powerful. And if you are challenged, you have support already to answer any challenge. I'm Professor Paul R. Friesen. I'm assistant professor at Korea Nazarene University. The year is 2021. Next week, because this is not the end, it's the end of the videos, but not the end. This week you practice your arguments, you've begun to practice for the debate, review the added vocabulary, and do you feel ready? I hope you're really ready. The next week, maybe 2 weeks, you will be in class with no video, just practice for the debate, fine-tuning your arguments. Your teacher will help you. I know you will win. Go, win your debate.